Hey guys, I'm back with another video. This is a video that I have been wanting to do for a really long time. I just have never really gotten all of my stuff together and just took the time to really organize it. But I really wanted to do it now that I am slowly getting back into it. So pretty much what I'm going to do today is the pen pal tag. I created the pen pal tag about 4 years ago. I will link the original video in the description if you really want to see it, but this is going to be similar. This is going to be the pen pal tag revamp 2, I guess. So I just added a few questions to my original tag and revamped the questions a little bit, made it a little bit more exciting and a little bit more in-depth about pen paling and things like that. So without further ado, here we go. So I wrote all of my questions down in my little notebook here. And so the first question is, where are you from? I am from Morgantown, West Virginia. My town is pretty much known for the college, WVU, and our football team, the Mountaineers. So that's pretty much what my town is known for, and yeah, so that's where I'm from. Where do you want pen pals from is question number 2. Honestly, I take pen pals from anywhere, all the way down to adopting a soldier, even having inmate pen pals. The only time that I do inmate pen pals is when they have where it's set up as a program, through the prisons where the inmates never get my actual address. That's the only way that I do inmate pen pals, but I do have quite a few of them. So that's fun. Where do I have pen pals from currently? So just off the top of my head, and I'll look through here just a second here. But yeah, I have pen pals from California, Michigan, New York, Massachusetts. I have a few from West Virginia, even though I live here. I do have a few from like southern West Virginia. I have some from Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kentucky, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Texas, Wyoming. I have one Hawaii pen pal, one Philippines pen pal. I have a few of the UK. I have one Russian pen pal, and I have one pen pal from Ireland, which I really miss writing, and I really need to get back into writing her. What else? I got a few from Florida, South Carolina. I have one from Washington, D.C., and I have one from Maine. I am trying to get more of the northern states, like North Dakota, places like that. In places I don't have, like Idaho, Alaska, things like that. And I'd really like to have an Alaskan pen pal, because I'm really intrigued by Alaska. And I think I have one Australian pen pal. We have not written to each other in a long time. The last time I wrote to her, I've not received a letter back, so I don't know. But anyway, so that's just an overview. I do have quite a few more pen pals than that, but I can't really think of them right now. How much is postage for a letter right now? I'm not sure, so let me go ahead and look that up. I think it's like 46 cents, but I could be wrong. How much is postage? Let's see here. Hold on. How much is postage in 2018? Let's see. It is, correction, it is 50 cents a stamp for US and $1, let's see. How much is international postage in 2018? So 50 cents for US and $1.15 for international postage. Show us your favorite pens to write with. Okay, so I keep all of my pen pal pens in this cute little thing here, pen pouch, whatever you want to call it. And it depends on what kind of mood I'm in, because my pens range from, I'll show you. They range from wanting to use gel pens Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Gel pens. The zebra pens, which I really like the zebra pens. They write really smooth. Or the Inkjoy Paper Mates. Again, just really depends. Then sometimes I like these pens right here. They have a finer tip to them. And they just, sometimes I feel like writing like that. Sometimes I like to just use the basic ballpoint pen. And then, of course, sometimes I like to use the Le pens, which are like a felt tip pen. So it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in and who I'm writing and things like that. So, but they all stay in here. I don't use them for anything else other than pen paling. Next up is, how long is an acceptable letter? Honestly, however long of a letter you want to send. I prefer medium to long letters or letters written on cards. That's what I prefer, but if you want to send me a letter that's only a couple paragraphs long, so be it. But honestly, I think an acceptable letter, if you're going to pay the postage for it, should be at least one full page. Not front and back, just like the front of one full page. Although long letters are awesome and they're amazing to read and they make it worth pen paling. How long of letters do you usually write? I usually write medium to long letters, which usually my letters are an entire front of a page and a little bit on the back of the next, like back of the page. But sometimes I also like to write my letters on a card, just like a blank note card, which I'll fill up the entire front, either top to bottom of the note card or side to side, all the way over. But yeah. Do you exchange goodies? Yes, I do. I do like to include stickers and postcards and coloring pages, newspaper clippings, just things like that that I think my pen pal will like, especially if they're not from the area or even from the East Coast. Sometimes people in California like to see things like pictures of the mountains and things like that. So sometimes I'll send them a picture of my, the scenic areas and things like that. Anything special that you do with your pen pals? Yes, I like to do mail tags with my pen pals, which is like where you request weird or not necessarily things that you would think to send in a pen pal letter, and you swap it back and forth. Each time the person will fill the request and then request another 5 or 6 items from you, and then you just keep doing it like that every letter. Which makes it a lot of fun and helps you learn about their city or their town or whatever they're in a lot quicker, and it also helps you learn a little bit more about how they, live their day to day. Show us how you store your letters. It really depends. I usually store my letters in these 2 notebooks here, which, if I can grab them, I will show you what I mean. I usually store them in these notebooks here. They're 5-star notebooks, and what they do is in the front cover, they have like this, they have this pocket, and I just store my letters in the front pocket for now because I don't really have any specific way that I store them. I will maybe eventually get something to store them in, but right now I just use the front pockets of those notebooks. Okay. Time to flip the page. Next is show us your stamps. Okay, so I just finished with the pets stamps, which I wish I had, a stamp to show you. But right now I have the flowers stamps. I'm getting more stamps on Friday when I get paid, so hopefully I'll get something more interesting than flowers. But these are the stamps I use right now. Show us. The next one is show us your address labels. So I actually have quite a few different address labels. So I have these ones here. These ones are have moose on them because my nickname is Moosey. Next up, I have Love is Love, because, why not? Hold on. And then I have these ones here, which are Eric and Stephanie. It depends on who I'm sending the letter to. It might be his dad or Eric or whatever. And if it's that case, I use both of ours. And then I also have these ones that are just plain, depending on how I'm feeling. So those are my address labels. Sorry, I don't have a lot of room here to do these, so here we go. Next up is, Do you have anything you cherish from a specific pen pal? I don't really know if you would consider this from a specific pen pal or not, but I cherish all of the letters that I used to get from, I'll show you in a second what I mean. Let's see. And there's quite a few more, but I cherish my letters that I wrote back and forth with my cousin Andy while he was in prison, because we didn't talk a lot until he got to prison, and then we wrote back and forth every day or every couple days, and I feel like I helped him get through being away from his family so often, and things like that. So I really cherish those letters, and I also cherish anything that my pen pals send me that about their city or about themselves. Like if they send me a postcard, I love postcards, things like that. So do you use special stationery? I do not use special stationery. However, some of my pen pals make me some stationery, like this has a moose on it because, again, my name's Moosey. They'll make me special stationery, like see this one says hello. It's just a stamp that they did. But I don't ever really use special stationery. I have thought about it, but I just don't find it worth paying for, if that makes any sense. How do you mail your letters? Well, what this question means is, do you go to the post office each time you mail it, or do you just mail it straight from your mailbox? And what I do is I walk down 2 or 3 times a week and I mail all of my letters at once in my mailbox down over yonder. When did you start pen paling? I started pen paling when I was 14, I believe. I think 14 was my first pen pal, and that, if you want to count when I wrote Andy the first time he was in jail, I was about 9 or 10, but he was the only person I wrote back and forth. But about 14 is when I really started getting into writing other people. So that's been forever ago. That's been like 12 years. Or 11 years. That's crazy. So I've been pen paling for like 11 years, guys. More so in the last 6 years or so. Okay, so have you ever met a pen pal in person? No. I have never actually met any of my pen pals. I have been trying to get up to Massachusetts to meet 2 of my most common pen pals, which would be Sarah, the Library of Sarah. I'll leave her channel in the description. And Mary, I'm sporty, forget what the numbers are hers, but I'll leave her YouTube in her channel in the description as well. They both live in Massachusetts, and I've been really trying to get up there to meet both of them, maybe for lunch or whatever, because they are my most, like my longest pen pals and the pen pals I'm closest to. How many letters do you receive each week? I receive 1 or 2 letters a week, sometimes more depending on when I sent my letters out. Like if I send my letters out on a Friday, I usually don't get more than maybe 1 or 2 letters the following week, because mailing takes 2 to 5 days depending on what state it's coming from. Do you respond right away? I do generally try to respond to my letters right away, but sometimes you just can't. Things come up. Sometimes, like, I've quit writing one of my pen pals, Kaylee, a while ago, and I was going through a really tough time then, and I wasn't really writing anybody. And I really need to get back into writing some of my favorite pen pals, which she is one of them. And Sarah, like, we write a lot, but not as much as we'd like to, because we each kind of get caught up in things. But I really want to start writing some of these people again, because they make me, like, want to live. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I don't really have a lot of friends close to me here where I live. So writing you guys is, like, amazing. And it makes everything worth, makes it worth writing. Anyways, if you send goodies, show how you store your goodies. Okay, so I store my goodies like... making a mess. I store my goodies in little containers like this. I know it's probably very unethical to store your goodies like this, but this is how I store it. Yeah, no. I know a lot of people store it a lot better, but I just don't. Sorry. Show us a few of your letters. Okay, so let's start with, let's just show you like this one here. Like, see, some people just really like go all out on the envelopes, and that's really awesome. I love that. And like, see, this woman here wrote me. She wrote front and back. Another one of my favorite pen pals used to be Tracy. I haven't wrote her in a long time. She used to do every single envelope like this. She put some kind of sticker on the front, and then this washi tape on the back. And then she used to write on her own stationery that she had a friend of her make, like this. And it was always a really super long letter. And I really, really loved getting letters like that from her. She was a little bit of an older lady, so we kind of fell out of being pen pals, which is kind of sad, but yeah. Let's see what else I can show you. I have quite a few letters here. Let's show you like this one from Kaylee. You know, we wrote to each other, and this was a time that we did a small mail tag together. Like, see, this was the letter she wrote me. I used to love reading her letters because she writes a lot, and her writing is so cute. But she made me a bookmark and then sent me a bookmark. That's the kind of stuff that I really, really like to do as a pen pal. And then I also have a few from, oh, like Mary. Oh my goodness, like I haven't wrote her in forever. But like, yeah, we used to write really long letters back and forth together as well. But yeah, so that is just some of my letters. Next is, do you have any letters that you have written but you have never sent? Ooh, that's a really good question. Oh my gosh, I can't get this back in the freaking envelope. Okay, whatever. Yes, I have many, like this here that I wrote to my cousin Andy, that I decided, for whatever reason, to not send. There's quite a few that I wrote to him that I never sent, and I felt like it was because I was griping about my own life too much and not really thinking about what he was going through, and I just never sent it. I have written a few to Sarah and Kaylee as well that I never sent, for handwriting being crappy or, you know, whatever. But the next question is show us your handwriting. I'll just show you my handwriting from the questions. As you can see, it's very shitty, and I hate my handwriting. Last but not least, tag someone to do this tag. So honestly, any of you guys that want to do the tag that have pen pals, please go for it. I will link all of the, or not link, but I will put all the questions in the description so that it's easier for you guys to access. And I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of all over the place, but yeah, so that's the pen pal tag revamp, I guess is what I should say. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy writing. Bye!